This is my review of the push-up board. So inside the box we have an instruction manual. It's pretty brief. It just kind of goes over the different placements of the handles for the board. It comes with an optional push-up timer and counter. You can also get the unit without this option. And lastly, there's the push-up board itself. The timer, if you've bought that, it just sort of snaps into the front of the board, and you can take it out easily as well. To get to the batteries, I found this a little bit annoying. It comes with a screwdriver, which is nice, but you have to undo 4 different screws to get to the battery department. I kind of wish that there was just like a snap, so I could put this on and off a lot more easily. Or if it did have to have a screw in, if there was just one screw. But that's not how they did it. So inside the battery compartment, there are 2 AAA batteries that run it. But the thing that I found really annoying with it is these wires sort of come out at a 90 degree. So when you're pushing the battery in, it can rub against the wire. And the first attempt to do this, it actually knocked the wire off. And I had to get my soldering iron out and re-solder it. So it's really sort of poor design. I mean, it seems like the wires should have gone underneath or something like that, so they're not sort of obscuring where the batteries are. But especially putting this one in particular, since the spring is on this side, you kind of have to push it in and then wedge it down. If it hits this wire, it can just break it very easily. So that was, really annoying. To get this to work, there is a single button to turn it on, and it's just kind of like a sort of gray and black LED. On the top you have the count for how many push-ups you're doing, and on the bottom you have a timer, which it'll just reset every time you turn it on and off. And then you can also see that there's 2 sensors here, and the way that works is if something goes at the top of your push-up to determine whether it's actually going to work or not. So overall, you can buy this kit again with or without this timer. So I mean, I'm not really that impressed by it at all. So I'd probably recommend just getting the kit without it. So here is the push-up board folded out. It's got a nice kind of little handle on the top of it that works quite well. And then you can just store the handles that you use for the push-ups, just plug it into the side. I kind of wish that these would have either stored on the side. It would have been neat if this was actually the handle itself and it just stored on the side, or if it could store inside here, but it doesn't. That way you could just kind of fold it up and slide it underneath the couch. It doesn't take up that much room, but having them stick to the top here, it does make it a little bit taller, so you're not going to be able to slide it into things, including your bag or anything, quite as easily. You'll probably just want to, keep these off and hold them separately for storage, depending on where you're putting them. Setting it up is pretty simple. It just kind of opens up like this, and then you can just flip it over, and then you have all of these different colored sequences, and that will exercise different muscle groups. So in the middle here, there's a little summary: red for triceps, blue for pectoral muscles, yellow for back, green for shoulders. So that's just kind of a little bit of a reminder. And then of course you have the colors themselves, and then in the instructions it sort of like highlights the different areas, which is a little bit handy. Like, so for example, it will just show only the red for triceps. Sometimes just looking at the board itself can be a little bit confusing until you get used to the placement. So for example, if you wanted to do it in red, this basically just rotates into all of the different positions. So that's pretty easy to do. If you wanted to do, say, like yellows, you would plug it into 2 different yellow spots. So there's like a few different areas for that. And it just kind of slides in pretty easily, comes out fairly easily, so it's pretty easy to sort of adjust on the fly. The handles themselves, I would say, are just okay. They're certainly not bad, but I've used other things. I wouldn't mind if it was just kind of really sturdy foam or something like that. It's actually rubber, so it's somewhat thin rubber over the hard plastic. So it might have been nice if there was just a little bit more cushioning for your hand. But again, I mean, it's not the worst, but it could probably be improved, you know, a little bit. So I've tried it out a little bit. Overall, I find it pretty easy to use. It's kind of hard to record myself while I'm doing it, but I would say that yeah, it's kind of nice because it makes sure that your hands are in the correct placement while you're using it. Right now, this retails for about $46 Canadian on the Amazon website, and if you opt to go without the push-up counter, it's about $10 less at $37 Canadian. And again, I didn't find push-up counter like that accurate, so I mean, it depends on your user. So for most people, I'd probably recommend you can just skip it and skip the $37.
Okay, so here's this push-up board. Right now it's folded in half. There's no space inside to carry the handle and the electronic counter. Those has to be kept separate. It's color coded so you can know exactly which body part you're working. There is some color for the chest, some for the back, some for the triceps, and some for the shoulder. Opening this up, you can see that the holes for slotting the handle extends all the way to the back to provide the proper support. So this is why there's no space inside. Here's the handle. They are entirely made out of plastic. There is a bit of rubber around the handle to make it easy to grip. They are very solid. I accidentally kicked the whole thing. It flew around, but nothing broke, so pretty sure this is solid enough for everyday use. Here's the electronic counter. There's only one button in front. To put in the battery, you have to open the entire back side. You can see the electronic. Once you close the back side, there are some screws that are provided that you have to put in to secure this. It's only slot in the board, so when you lift the board, this can fall off. Once you turn it on, this is how it works. Alright, time to get real. It works pretty good, except pay attention to the distance at which it starts beeping. Basically, I go all the way up, I go down by about 3 inches and it beeps. I notice that sometimes when I wear loose clothing, it doesn't trigger for that reason, so I have to like clear it before I can go back down. It's more for fun. I don't think you can use this for serious training, but anything that can make it more fun is worth it. So hopefully this is helping you out. Thank you very much for watching.